If you're a fan of rock music, you may already have heard about the good work being done by Bob Weir. Rock and roller Bob Weir, member of the legendary Grateful Dead, is now touring with his own all-star band, Bobby and the Midnights. Weir has spent more than half of his life in the harsh glare of the public spotlight, but he is a vivid contrast to the rock star image. He's dedicated to helping those less fortunate, and for the blind, Weir's missions of mercy go around the world.
Blindness in developing countries is a much greater problem and a cause of much greater suffering than one would readily think. If you're blind in a developing country, you don't get a guide dog and a white cane and a lot of help from people. You get a kid to lead you around with a stick until you become too much of a burden on the economy, and then they just let you go. The Seva organization, Society for Epidemiology and Voluntary Assistance, is a program to eliminate needless blindness in developing nations, focusing right now on Nepal. It's basically a public health organization with a sort of an overview of world health, and not just healthy bodies, but healthy economies, healthy everything, healthy ecology. And that's my favorite foundation. I'm a fundraiser and do publicity for Seva. Those are what my skills are, and I encourage people to support it as well.
Well, here we are. We get to have some fun. You get to have some fun, and a whole lot of people in a faraway country get to benefit by it. I think that's nice.
All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, want the world to see that you were meant for me.
The helicopter was paid for, not by free publicity, but by a concert that was done with the help of Bob Weir and other members of the Grateful Dead, and Country Joe and other artists.
The helicopter that Seva director Johanna Romney is talking about was donated to replace another that had crashed. The only problem was how to get it from Arizona to the Himalayas. Johanna explains how Weir, as anonymous in Nepal as he is famous in America, may be one of the best friends the Nepalese people ever had.
Last year, the program came to a point where it was almost grinding to a halt because we didn't have the necessary helicopter to get up into the higher hills where the rest of the work needed to be done. There was a time when it seemed like someone was offering to pay the cost of this transportation, which was about $30,000. And so we called out all of our friends and said, please be prepared, anybody we knew that could call a press conference, please be prepared to help us publicize this helicopter company. Bob responded and said that he would be willing to do that anytime, anywhere. That was the time when I stopped thinking of Bob Weir as a famous rock and roll star, and I started thinking of him as one of the few really reliable people that I know in the world.
Nepal was chosen because of the challenge, the differences of terrain and the difficulty, the degree of difficulty in dealing with it, and the occurrence of the problem, the amount of the occurrence of needless blindness, and the differing kinds is perhaps the biggest challenge there is. It's one of the 4 poorest nations on earth, and almost every kind of needless blindness that exists there, and so it's the place to start.
One time he attended the Seva Board of Directors meeting, and we were all going around the circle and saying why it was we were doing what we were doing within Seva, and his answer was, I'm doing it because I can.
virtually every major religion on earth says if you get some, you got to give some back. You know, you got to keep things rolling. And I think that's, you know, it probably falls into just the nature of the universe, the way things work. If you don't feed what's feeding you, then something's going to atrophy. You have to give back, and I think people are starting to wake up again because the world's kind of a mess right now. As long as we're trying to engineer the possibility of a future for this planet, we might as well try to engineer into that future some quality for life. If we can manage to keep this planet going, then it ought to be also a nice place to live.